Dear students, good evening and a warm welcome to CSAT Made Easy 2025 series, where we discuss the most exam specific questions and concepts from the angle of the CSAT paper of 25 year. And I am Sachin Gopanad. Our today's topic of discussion would be probability. I think this is the first class on probability, right? Yes, we had discussed permutation, then we have discussed combination, and this is the first class on probability. And as in all the classes, we will begin with basic questions where we will learn basic concept of the topic, then we'll gradually rise up to exam level questions. So let's go to the first basic question now. This is our first question. Take a look at it. A bag contains 2 red balls and 2 black balls, one of each color. One of each color is labeled A and the other B. So what does this tell us? How to understand this one? They are telling us that there is a bag, and in that bag there are totally 4 balls. 2 of them are red and the other 2 of them are black in color, and each color, for example, in red color, one red color ball is labeled A and the other red colored ball is labeled B. Similar with black color ball also. One black colored ball is labeled A and the other black colored ball is labeled B. A girl picks a ball from the bag at random. So there is a girl who will pick one ball from it randomly. What is the probability that she will get a red ball labeled A? Okay. So we need to find what is the probability that she will find the red color ball which has been labeled as A. So this is the simple question on the concept of probability. To do this, we shall use the basic formula of probability. So what does probability say? The most basic formula of probability, it represents the concept of probability itself. It says something like this: probability is equal to number of favorable outcomes. What is a favorable outcome? A favorable outcome is such an outcome which is desired or which is being accounted for. Okay. Probability is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of all possible outcomes or total number of outcomes. Okay. So we got the formula of probability. How to use this formula in this concept? Okay. Let's find out the number of favorable outcomes first. No, before finding out number of favorable outcomes, we shall see a number of all the possible outcomes. How many outcomes are possible here? There are actually 4 possible outcomes. How? There are 4 balls. So she is picking one ball. So she may pick any of the 4 balls. Yes. So there are 4 possible outcomes. For example, what would be the first outcome? Let's say she picked a black ball labeled A. So black ball labeled A. Or what is the other possibility? She might pick a black ball labeled B, or she might pick a red ball labeled A, or she might pick a red ball labeled B. So these are the only 4 possible outcomes, right? So our probability, the denominator side, it becomes 4 because there are only 4 possible outcomes. There is no other outcome possible. There are only 4 possible outcomes. Which one of these 4 is favorable to us, or which one or which 2, which 3 of them are? The question asks us for red ball labeled A. So red ball labeled A. Third possibility, it is the only one favorable, because if she got a black A or black B or red B, we do not want them. The girl wants, what is the probability that she will get red ball labeled A? There is only one possibility where we will get a favorable outcome. So the number of favorable outcomes would be 1. So the probability became 1 by 4. So this is how we solve the problems on probability. So your answer would be 1 by 4, option B. Okay, in this problem, we learned the basic concept of probability and basic formula of probability. Let's go to the next question now. A bag contains 2 red balls and 2 black balls. One of each color is labeled A and the other B. Same parameter as before. A girl picks a ball from the bag at random. What is the probability that she will get a ball labeled A? So in the previous problem, they had asked us to find the probability of finding a red ball labeled A. Now they are asking only a ball labeled A. It doesn't matter if it is red or black. Okay, we will use the same formula to answer this one also. Number of favorable outcomes divided by number of all the possible outcomes. Okay. In this, how many outcomes are possible? Once again, she is picking only one ball, right? There are 4 balls. So, totally there are 4 possible outcomes. The same ones, red A or red B or black A or black B. These are the 4 possibilities. Yes. So, the number of possible outcomes is 4. What is the number of favorable outcomes? What do we want? We want any ball labeled A. So, it can be red A or it can be black A. So, how many favorable outcomes do we have? We have 2 favorable outcomes. It can be red or black, it doesn't matter. We just want it to be labeled A, not B. So, the probability is 2 by 4 and 2 by 4 it is nothing but 1 by 2. So, your answer would be option A, 1 by 2. Okay. Now, we understood probability better. Now, we will go to another question where we will learn probability still better. Look at this one. A bag contains 4 red balls and 4 black balls. Okay. 25% of the red balls and 50% of the black balls are labeled A and the rest B. A girl picks a ball from the bag at random. What is the probability that she will get a red ball labeled A or a black ball labeled B? Now, they made the question a bit more tricky. It is okay. Our concept remains same. Our formula still remains same. What is our formula? Probability is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by number of all possible outcomes. So, how many possible outcomes are there? How many balls are there? That many possible outcomes are there. So, there are 4 red balls, right? 4 red balls and there are 4 black balls. Okay. Now, so she might pick any of these. So, there are totally 8 balls. So, she might pick any of them. So, our possibility would be 8. Total number of possibilities is 8 because there are totally 8 balls and she may pick any one. So, number of total possibilities is 8. But what about number of favorable possibilities? We need to find that out. Now, we want either a red ball A or a black ball B. So, we need to take both of them into account. Let's see how many of red balls are A and how many of black balls are A. The question says that 25% of the red balls and 50% of the black balls are A. So, let's talk about the red balls first. How many of them are labeled A? 25%. So, what is 25% of 4? 25% of 4. That would be the term percent. It denotes divided by 100, right? So, 25 by 100 into 4. Now, 25 it divides 100, right? 25 1 is 1 and 25 4s are 100. So, you get 4 divided by 4 which is 1. So, it means that out of the 4 red balls, only one of them is labeled A. Only one of them is labeled A. And the other ones, let's call the third ball, fourth ball and fifth ball, they are labeled B. First ball it is labeled A, the second ball it is labeled B, third ball it is labeled B and the fourth ball that is also labeled B. Now, let's talk about black balls. 50% of the black balls are labeled A. What is 50% of 4? It is easy, right? 50% it is nothing but half So 2, half of 4 is 2. So 2 black balls, they have been labeled A, and the other 2, they are B. So let's call them first ball, second ball, third ball and fourth ball. Let's say the first ball is labeled A, the second ball is also labeled A. However, the third one is labeled B and the fourth one, that is also labeled B. Okay. Now, which balls do we want? We want red ball labeled A. So that would be one favorable outcome, or black ball labeled B. So black ball labeled B, that would be 2 favorable outcomes. We want either a red ball labeled A or a black ball labeled B. So we have one red ball labeled A and 2 black balls labeled B. So our favorable outcomes would be 3 in number. We have 3 favorable outcomes out of total 8 possible outcomes. So our ratio would be 3 by 8, that is the probability is 3 by 8, that is option B. So now you understood probability. I think you understood it very better, in a very crisp manner. We understood probability, the concept of probability. So now I think we can go to a still higher level problem. Let's take a look at it. A bag contains 40 red balls and 40 black balls. 10% of the red balls and 20% of the black balls are labeled A. 20% of the red balls and 30% of the black balls are labeled B, and the rest C. A girl picks a ball from the bag at random. What is the probability that she will get a ball labeled A, a red ball labeled B, or a black ball labeled C? So now they just increase the complexity of the question. However, the basic concept, it still remains the same. So how many balls do we have total? We have 80 balls, 40 of them red and 40 of them black. So our probability formula, it remains same. Probability is equal to a number of favorable outcomes divided by number of all the possible outcomes. Okay. Now the number of possible outcomes, that would be 80, right? Because we have 80 balls, 40 red and 40 black. So the girl is picking only one ball. So she might pick any of the 80 balls. So the number of possible outcomes is 80. We need to calculate the number of favorable outcomes. Let's do it just like we did in the previous problem. We have 40 red balls and 40 black balls. And how many of them are labeled A, labeled B and C? 10% of the red balls. What is 10% of 40? We know that 10% is 10 by 100 of 40. That would be 0 cancel, second 0 cancel. We have 4. So 4 of the red balls, they are labeled A. Okay. Then 20% of the black balls are also labeled A. We know that what is 20% of 40? That would be 20 by 100 into 40. 0 cancel, another 0 cancel. So 2 into 4, that would be 8. So 8 black balls are labeled A. Okay. Now 20% of the red balls and 30% of the black balls are labeled B. What is the 20% of 40? We know that it would be 20 by 100 into 40, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2 into 4, that would be 8. So 8 red balls, they have been labeled A. And 30% of the black balls, 30% of 40, that would be 30 by 100 into 40, 0, 0, 0, 0. So 3 into 4, that would be 12. So 12 black balls, they have been labeled B. And the rest C. See, in red balls, 4 have been labeled A and 8 have been labeled B. So together they make up 12. How many are remaining? That would be 28, right? So the rest, that would be 28 balls, they have been labeled C. In black balls, 8 have been labeled A, 12 have been labeled B. How many are remaining? That would be 20. 12 plus 8 is 20. So 40 minus 20, that is again 20. So they have been labeled C. Okay. Now what do we want? What is the probability that she will get a ball labeled A? Any color ball. when they say a ball, they have not mentioned either black or red. So it can be any color ball. So she can have any of the color balls which has been labeled A. Okay. Then a red ball labeled B. So now they want a red color ball which has been labeled B. That would be this one, red ball labeled B. Then a black ball labeled C. That would be this one, right? So these many possible outcomes are there. How many? That would be 4 plus 8 plus 8 plus 20. That would be 16 plus 4, 20. So 20 plus 20, 40. So there are 40 favorable outcomes, out of which 4 are red color A balls, then 8 are black color A balls, then another 8 are red B balls, and other 20 are black C balls. So she might get any of these ones. It is okay. We will consider them as favorable cases. So what is the total number of favorable cases? That would be 40. So 40 divided by 80, that would be 1 by 2, right? So once again, our answer came to be option D, 1 by 2. Okay. Now I think you got a very good understanding of probability and how to solve the questions of probability. Now it is time to answer your homework question. This question, it was asked in 2018 paper. Let's take a read. A bag contains 15 red balls and 20 black balls. Each ball is numbered either 1 or 2 or 3. In our previous problems, we used to label them A, B and C. Here they have numbered them 1, 2 or 3. 20% of the red balls are numbered 1 and 40% of them are numbered 3. Similarly, among the black balls, 45% are numbered 2 and 30% are numbered 3. A boy picks a ball at random. He wins if the ball is red and numbered 3 or if it is black and numbered 1 or 2. What are the chances of his winning? How do we solve this one? Similar way, just how we solved the previous problems, we will use the same method to solve this one also. We will calculate the number of all the possibility outcomes, then we will calculate the number of favorable outcomes using the percentage. Then we will divide the favorable outcomes by the number of possible outcomes, and that will give you a ratio. However, there is a without using the probability formula, we can calculate this one using a very short trick. However, you answer this one using the regular method and leave your answers in the comment section. In the next class, we will discuss how to answer this one using the regular method and also how to answer this one using the shortcut method. Okay. And now it is time to answer the homework question of the previous class. This was the previous class's homework question, right? It was based on combination. Let's read the question. ABCD is a square. 1 point on each AB and CD and 2 distinct points on each of BC and DA are chosen. How many distinct triangles can be drawn using any 3 points as vertices out of these 6 points? So, what are they telling us? They are telling us that there is a square whose vertices are named A, B, C, D. 1 point on AB and CD. 1 point on AB and CD. So, AB is a line and CD is a line. 1 point on that line and 1 point on this line. And 2 points on BC and DA. So, here on the horizontal lines, 1 point on each of them. On the vertical lines, 2 points on each of them. They are chosen. How many triangles can be formed using these points as vertices? So, we learnt in the previous class that we will solve such questions using the concept of combination, and we also used the formula for it. What was the formula? NCR, where C represents combination. Out of n total n number of items, if we are to select R number of items at a time, then we'll use the formula. How do we expand it on? That would be n factorial divided by n minus R factorial into R factorial. In this case, n will take the value of how much? There are how many points are there? 6 points, right? So, n will be 6. R, out of these 6 points, how many points do you need to select at a time? Only 3, because they are asking us to form a triangle using these points. So, a triangle, it needs only 3 vertices. So out of these 6 points, you may choose any 3, it will give you a triangle. So R value would be 3. So we need to calculate the value of 6C3. What is the value of 6C3? As per the formula, that would be 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial. So 6 factorial, we shall expand it as 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 factorial, because 3 into 2 into 1, that would be nothing but 3 factorial, and 6 minus 3 factorial, that would be 3 factorial into 3 factorial. So we can cancel 3 factorial and 3 factorial. Now we shall expand the remaining 3 factorial, that would be 3 into 2 into 1. 3 into 2, that would be nothing but 6. So 6 and 6 we can cancel. We will be left with 5 into 4, and that will give you 20. So our answer would be 20. It means that using the condition given in the question, 20 triangles can be formed using the points as vertices. Okay. Now I think we understood permutation, combination and probability at a very good level. Okay. I hope that you enjoyed this class. I hope that it was beneficial to you. If you like our classes, do watch us regularly. We upload one episode every alternating day. Also, do share the YouTube link to this class to your friends through WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups. All the best, and most of all, happy studying.